Silver is likely to head to $25 and possibly even higher than that in the months ahead. I think the path of least resistance is clearly to the upside, and we'll start by looking at the long-term chart. Okay, so this is the monthly chart of silver. If you recall, at the height of the pandemic, silver initially slumped, took out a massive level of support here at around $13-14, and then it reclaimed that level really quickly and then surged higher, breaking the pre-pandemic high around $19 before topping up around $30 per ounce. It then stalled there, consolidated for a while before breaking down, and eventually it retested the breakout area between $18 to $19 in August of 2020. From that area, it started to move higher again, but then it couldn't make a higher high as price stalled around the base of the former breakdown, this level right here at around $23.95, $24, call that 24, okay? So that's a key level of resistance. You can see that it tried to break through that on several occasions on these monthly candles, and it couldn't close above. In the previous month, in February, it rose for a time above 24, took out the high from January, and then it plunged. So this was the high from January, okay, 24.53. And notice how it spiked through that level and then it broke down really sharply. So when it fell, it should have gone to a new low below 19 if this was indeed a strong bearish trend. It didn't. It found support at around $20 per ounce. Okay, so notice how silver has rallied back this month. It's taken out this level of resistance at around 22.75, which was the low from January. That level should have held as a resistance, right? Because it was formerly support. It didn't. So this kind of indicates that the sellers are in trouble and that their stops could be taken out. So from this chart, you can you'll know exactly where the stops from sellers would be resting, right? So it'll be above this high at around 24.60. Therefore, I think those stops will be taken, and that silver is going to reach at least 25. But it could possibly go to 30, which was the high of 2020, I think, or the year after. Yeah, it was Feb 2021. So those are the next big upside targets. Obviously, silver is has a long way to go before reaching its all-time high near $50, which it last reached in 2011. It was, I think, yeah, before selling off sharply from there. Gold has is very close to reaching its all-time high, which means that silver is massively underperforming and that it has a lot of upside potential if it wants to catch up with gold, right? So if you look at the monthly chart of gold, it's not very far from its previous all-time high of 2075 that was hit in 2020. Yeah, so I think gold is gonna get there, and it's a question of can silver catch up with gold. Before going back to the silver chart, let's have a look at the gold-silver ratio. On the monthly time frame, it's been trending lower. So in other words, silver is starting to outperform. So this is significant because if silver can maintain its performance over gold, it would indicate that silver might be able to make significant ground to catch up with gold. and get near the historical average of the gold silver ratio. So yeah, this chart does look quite toppy, doesn't it? So this is also supporting the view that silver has a lot of catching up to do. Let's go back to silver. So yeah, this was the monthly time frame I talked about. Now let's go down to the weekly. Doesn't show anything too different than the chart we just looked at. So let's just quickly go down to the daily. Previously, you can see this little arrow there. I had highlighted the possibility of silver going up. Well, it's done that, hasn't it? Let me just delete that. The shaded region was previously resistance. We broke above. So the idea was that now that we've got a higher high, silver should be going up, which is exactly what it has done. Now we can move the shaded gray area to this region. You can see that this was the base of the breakout, the breakdown in Feb. So the high of this candle, right at 24, okay? So on that particular day, silver was looking quite bullish, wasn't it? Everyone was expecting a massive break to the upside. And once it broke above the high of the hammer candle, it went on to take out this high, but it couldn't hold there. And once it turned red on the session, look how fast it dropped. So this is a lesson in itself that whenever you see a candle turn from being well in the green to turning red on the day, it's a massive sign of a reversal. We could see something similar happen. I wouldn't rule it out here for silver. You never know what's going to happen next. I mean, you can do all sorts of analysis, but you have to react when the market tells you it's time to get out. Okay. Now then, this gray area, I can refine it a little bit further right here. This is where silver needs to get above now. So a break above 24 would strongly suggest to me that the stops resting above 24.60 would be in trouble next. So therefore, I want to see a close above this level. No, above 24. The price action is quite bullish leading into this level, right? So, we've seen on several occasions. Let me just get a box. Look how silver breaks higher and then consolidates for a few days, then breaks higher again, consolidates, breaks higher, then consolidates. This is very bullish price action. This is the sort of stuff you want to see if you're bullish on silver. Few days of consolidation. The consolidation allows overbought conditions to unwind through time than price action, right? So if you're looking at the RSI, for example, RSI could be at 70 or 80, and if it's your strategy to buy when the RSI is around 50 or 40 or whatever, then RSI can go down either by price action, if price action goes down, so if silver sells off, or if it consolidates. So overbought conditions have been continually worked off because of time than price. This is always bullish. Okay, so all that said, everything's looking bullish. I do need to see that confirmation of a clean break above 24 now. And then 25 could be the next target, and then we could hit a lot higher from there. Okay, so we'll take it one step at a time. Now 2340 is, let me just get rid of this. 2340, let me just color that in blue. This is the base of the breakout today being Thursday, 30th of March. So you don't want silver to go back below that level, obviously. And in any case, I would drop my view on silver, my strong bullish view on silver, if it were to get below this low here. This low was the last low made prior to price breaking higher. So any move below that 2266, this bullish idea would be put on hold, because we don't want to see the formation of a lower low. Okay. Now let me the reason I've selected that low as opposed to this low or this one is because if you see this level right here at 2283, price slipped below that level. Look how quickly it bounced back and it continued to push higher. So there's no reason for price to actually go back down to 2280 now. So if it gets to 2280-ish and struggles there, then you don't have to wait for 2266 to break to tell you that the trend is over. Okay, so from here, I think it's very likely silver will push higher than lower, but I will be prepared to change my mind should silver do what I've just explained. Assuming that it doesn't happen and it wants to go higher, what I want to see next is a break above 24 by 24, because that was the last level that was raided before turning lower. Yeah, a close above that would be bullish, and it would create another bullish signal in that the sellers are continuing to get trapped. And a move above 2461 would be the next obvious objective. So let's just call that my first objective. Yeah, because there'll be stops resting above that from people who are short silver. Therefore, a move above that would target 25. And then the subsequent targets would be 26, 27, and so on. But I think long-term silver has a lot of potential because of the fact that gold is almost at a new record high, and the gold-silver ratio has started to break down again, which suggests that all else being equal, silver should be heading higher. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and how I analyze the markets to look for trade ideas, then make sure to join my private group, details of which can be found on my website at tradingcandles.com.